Hello Internet, my name is Dremi and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a while, I would say ever since high school. I'm about to be in my 30s to paint the picture, but I figured I am kind of stuck at home 24/7 right now, so I figured it'd be a good time to do it. The good thing about wanting to do YouTube for a while now is that I've compiled over the years like a couple scripts. So I thought it'd be fun that for my first YouTube video, I would do kind of get to know me, but it would be from like the past, which is kind of cool. I do have, I'll show you right now. I have scripts upon scripts. I have this paper, which I probably won't do this completely because it's 50 questions, which I feel is a lot of information. And I even have some stuff on my computer. There's something to know about me. I like Doctor Who. So yeah, I figured that'd be a fun thing to do for my first one. Just kind of like get to know me and see why you should keep watching, basically. So yeah, let's get started with that. So my first ever script is literally called Questions for First Video, and I didn't date these, that was my fault. I probably should have done that because now I have no idea when I did it, but it says I was currently in college, so I guess that gives me like an idea of when it could have been. So I'm gonna go with like around 2014, 2016. I don't know. We'll see what year it is with context, I guess. So what I figured I would do is I would read the questions here, and spoiler alert, it will be very cringy, because I had no personality, or I did have a personality. It was just a cringy personality, and honestly, it still is. I'm very cringy. I'm a millennial, so prepare. But yeah, I thought I would answer as I did back then, and then pepper in my answers if they've changed now. I will read them just as I wrote them though, because I feel like some of these are pretty funny, because I thought I was quirky. But yeah, let's begin. Okay, so let's see. Questions for first video. What is your favorite color? So I answered, usually it changes, but it's been teal for a while. So if fun fact, I used to have teal hair, so I liked it so much that I painted my hair teal. It's currently green or yellow. My eyes are green, so it's kind of a given. Next question. How tall are you? Here's the first cringy answer. Not sure tall applies to me, given that I am a whopping, well, I wrote whomping, like, who cares? I am a whopping 4'11". I'm actually 4'12", guys. Oh, I'm supposed to whisper that, sorry. I'm actually 4'12", guys. Yeah, I'm still 4'11". I have not grown. Yeah, I am still 4'11". I have been 4'11" since 7th grade. I'm a short person. Next question. Cats or dogs? Okay. I was very concerned about losing viewers, even though reality is I would only have like 1 or 2 viewers, which hasn't changed. I'll probably only have 1 or 2 viewers, which I'm okay with. So my answer was, okay, listen, before I lose viewers, before I even get any, I don't appreciate animals that can easily pin me down. So I have cats, I've had dogs, and if they're schnauzer size or smaller, I'm good. Also, if they have adorable faces like this. And then I'm supposed to insert a picture of Mia, which I guess I'll do. Okay, so I do prefer cats. I am a cat person. I have 2 cats, which I guess I can also add their pictures on here. But I do like dogs. I am terrified of big dogs. I still am. Like I said, I'm very short, so if they can take me in a fight, I am afraid of them. But I don't know. I've gotten better with dogs. I still only have cats. though, so I guess that hasn't changed much. But I think it's hilarious that I was already on my YouTuber era. I was already getting canceled. I needed to make an apology video for not liking dogs. But yeah, that was me. I'm an overthinker, guys. I have anxiety and I'm an overthinker. It's probably why it's taken me so long to make this video, because I am socially anxious and I do not handle criticism well, which is not great for my career. I will talk about my career later on. Next question. Funniest moment throughout school. Anytime I was with my group of friends, we're all hilarious people. Humble brag, am I right? And we'd feed off each other's jokes. I mean, pretty accurate, except for the humble brag. We were pretty funny. We made each other laugh the whole time we were together. Funnily enough, I got married to one of my best friends from high school. His name is Janelle, and most of my humor comes from him. I'm pretty much Janelle part 2, so that's funny. Also, when I went to college, because it's at school here, I don't know if it meant like high school or college, I pretty much did the same thing. I had this group of friends. We were called the Torre Crew. For context, if you need any, I am from Puerto Rico. I studied in the University of Puerto Rico and the Rio Piedras campus. And the Rio Piedras campus had this giant tower in the middle of it. And under it had like a little plaza where some people like would sit down and kind of hang out. And me and my group of friends would always be there. So we became like the Torre Crew, like tower crew. Because we'd always be there and we'd always be very loud and we'd be just laughing. So yeah, that became our thing. So I'm glad that hasn't changed. Well, it has changed because now I have no friends. Anyway, how many countries have you visited? Okay. Okay, let me see if I can connote the correct attitude I'm supposed to have with this answer. Ha! Yeah, okay. I ain't got money for no trips, so I've only been to the US. A couple islands here and there. Lives on island. Yuck. First of all. Second of all, that's pretty much, sadly, hasn't changed. I can add that I've been to Canada. So this is definitely before 2017 because I went to Canada on 2017. But yeah, aside from that, I've only been to a couple states, some of the islands around Puerto Rico. So yeah, hopefully someday I get to travel. I currently live in the US, so yeah, we'll see. Are you in or have you gone to college? I am currently in college. I'm not in college anymore. I studied in college from 2013 to 2018. I did a major in creative writing, which I know that means I'm unemployed because I don't have qualifications for anything, whatever. I've been working since I'm 11, but that doesn't matter. I graduated with a bachelor's in creative writing, and I'm hoping to do my master's at some point, but I don't have money. I don't have money to travel. I don't have money to study, so, you know. Next question. What was your favorite / worst subject in high school? I feel like that's two different questions, but sure. It says, I'm a bookworm, so English was my jam, PE was not. Correct. In college, I actually took about 20 English classes, which was hilarious, but I passed all of them, and I did not take a single PE. PE is not exercise. I'm not good with exercise, guys. I know it's healthy for me and I should do it, and I'm an adult now, so I have to do it, but I'll get into it at some point. But yeah. Next, what is your favorite drink? I'm assuming it means anything, so lemonade. And then in asterisk, it says doesn't drink alcohol. I know this is gonna be super boring. I drink water. I only drink water. Sometimes I'll have juice. I still don't drink alcohol. I don't judge anybody who does, of course, but I don't like the taste. I feel it every time I drink anything alcoholic, even if you say, oh no, you don't feel it. It's like juice. You can't even taste the alcohol. I do. I feel it. I can't do it. But yeah, I drink a lot of water. and juice. But juice has a lot of sugar, so I also don't drink a lot of juice. Being an adult is fun, guys. It's very limiting. What is your favorite animal? A hyena. They literally laugh, and I need that kind of support in my life. Or I do need that kind of support in my life. I also still really love hyenas. I think they have a really hilarious bark. But yeah, I'm kind of in an emotional state right now with the angelfish. Did you guys see that? The angelfish that swam to the shore? They're ugly as hell, but my heart. No, but I really like hyenas. I do have that kind of support though. That was me being dramatic. But yeah. Next one. What is your favorite perfume? It says light blue. I do still have light blue somewhere. But I don't really use perfume. Again, because I'm a boring adult. I get allergies. They give me allergies. They give me headaches. I can't do strong scents. It's such a joy. Tea or coffee? Hot chocolate. I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't know what to tell you guys. There's something broken in my like taste buds. I don't do coffee. I don't do alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't anything strong. I can't do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. What sports do you or have you played? And it just says laughs. Like I said, I'm not big on exercise, so I haven't played any sports. That's not true. I did do camp. I did volleyball camp. And I did okay on it. But I can't do sports. I can't do sports. I can't do sweating. I get overwhelmed with the sweat. I don't know. I can't do it. What is your favorite book? And it says between asterisks, English Lit Major Alert, which means nothing because I haven't read many books. I've read those books. This is my library. Well, it's part of my library. So I've read those books. And I have read books, but not like to make them my favorite. Most of them is like recommendations from friends, but like they don't really go with what I like. I'm a big murder mystery fan. I realize I haven't read The Answer, so I'm a great YouTuber. Anyway, my answer was either Lovely Bones or The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. If we're talking classics, To Kill a Mockingbird or Of Mice and Men. I also like Jane Eyre a lot. I guess, like I said, I haven't read a lot of books since then that have like stayed with me too much. I have read a lot, but I haven't read life-changing books, let's say. So I would say The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde is still my favorite by Junot Diaz. It's really good if you're looking for a good book, especially if you're like me in the diaspora. It's a really good book to read. But I do love Of Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men is one of my favorite books. And if I had to choose like a newer one that I read that I liked, I would say like The Midnight Library. I forgot the author right now, but I'll put it right here when I do find it. It was a really good book, and it really like hit me deep. It's a very heavy book, especially if you're like not in a great place right now, like existential. So that's like my trigger warning for you. But it is a really good book, and it makes you think, and yeah, I like that. So yeah, obviously my favorite book is going to be mine whenever I publish it in maybe 700 years, if I ever get my ass off the couch and finish it. So, look out for it in 700 years. Next, who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Okay, here. Before anyone yells at me, I was a child. Well, I was like 17. And some of these people weren't canceled yet. So, fair warning. I have new favorite YouTubers. I have canceled these. I have new favorite YouTubers. So, just give me a break before you click off. My life is watching YouTube, which was correct for that time. That's all I did. I have so many. Liza Koshy is my comedy inspiration because her pun game is on another level and I can only dream. There's the OG Shane Dawson, of course. Ugh. Yikes. Watch a lot of Game Grumps and JonTron. PewDiePie I watch daily. There's way too many. So let's dissect this a little bit. Liza Koshy, she's a queen. She's done great. She's not doing YouTube anymore, I think. Or maybe she is, but I haven't watched her in a while. But she's amazing. She's been doing like red carpets and she's been growing. We're not gonna talk about Shane Dawson because he's off my radar. I do watch Game Grumps and JonTron and PewDiePie sometimes. I don't watch them daily anymore. I've been watching a lot of nighttime like hosts lately, like Stephen Colbert and like Jimmy Kimmel, Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart. But you know, that's because of what's going on right now with the world. But other than that, like actual YouTubers, I feel like I watch a lot of Charlotte Dobre because I like laughing and forgetting about what's happening in the world. I watch Gabby. What's her name? Not Gabby Hanna. I'll search it up. I'll put it right here. Gabby. And like kind of her crew, they're kind of all friends. So it's like Gabby and like Jarvis and like Drew and Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, like all those kind of people. Those are my jam now. Every time they upload a video, I still watch JonTron and get very excited whenever he uploads a video because it's months in between. So every time he does, he's like, oh, he's back. So that's exciting. I usually watch those with my husband, so I have to wait until he's home. I watch Smosh a lot. I like Smosh, like new Smosh. I like, yeah, that's about it. I feel like I've been trying to separate myself from YouTube because, like I said, my life was YouTube. So I'm trying to kind of do more healthy things like read and do chores and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to be an adult, guys. I'm trying. Next, what is your favorite movie? I have a feeling this isn't going to change. It says, I'm a living stereotype, but it has been The Breakfast Club since high school. So I wasn't in high school, obviously. Breakfast Club is still one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie. I would say I really like Across the Spider-Verse, like you can see right there. And Into the Spider-Verse. It's been a good 2 movies, waiting for the third one if it ever comes out. I really like Wes Anderson. That's my jam. I really like Grand Budapest Hotel. That's my favorite one of his. But yeah, I haven't watched a lot of movies that, like, there's some that have been like amazing, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was great. I love that movie. I like Poor Things, which was a very weird movie, but I really liked it. And yeah, I like a lot of musicals. So a lot of musicals have been doing like film adaptations like Wicked and Waitress, but I really like when they do direct from stage like Waitress did rather than like a movie reimagining. I don't know if that's a hot take, but yeah, I prefer when they film it directly from the stage. I don't know, it feels more genuine to me. It just makes it more accessible for people who can't really afford to go to Broadway, because Broadway's expensive. Well, I guess you find deals and stuff, but since I am like farther away, I live in Maryland, you know, it's I don't know, it's not worth spending that much money on Broadway if I can watch it like on the screen. But yeah, I really like musicals, so that's been my jam for a while. I keep saying jam. I need to stop. Sorry, guys. Let's go. Next one. Are you single or taken? In the moment I am filming this, I am taken. I have a joke here, guys. I have a joke. I'm taken. Asterisk. Liam Neeson picture on phone with obvious joke under. I might do that, but I might not, because that sucks. Anyway, I'm currently married. I'm married, guys. Yay. I'm married to my best friend, like I said. Yeah, he's great. at that point, if it's 2017, I was probably with him. If it's not 2017 and it's a bit before that, I was with another guy. Ew. Anyway, what's your idea of an ideal first date? What kind of question is that? My answer is, that's a weird way to word that question. There you go. Anything where we can talk and get to know each other. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like preferences or whatever. I am what's known as a demisexual. That just means that you only fall for the people that you really know or are friends with. I'm not attracted to people I don't know anything about, so I can't see like a picture of someone and be like, I want to be with them. Which kind of sucked. Honestly, as a teenager, it kind of sucks because then you only fall in love with your friends, and so you're always friend zoned, guys. Which happened to me. My husband friend zoned me for the longest time. Don't come for him. I've done that enough. I come for him all the time. I came out wrong. Erase that. I don't. But yeah, I was always friend zoned by everybody. And it worked out 2 times. I dated 2 of my friends. I guess 3. But do 3-month relationships really count? Let me know in the comments. How many girlfriends/boyfriends have you had? It says 2. I'm guessing I'm not counting the first one on this one. Or I am, because like I said, I didn't date this, so I don't know when I wrote this. But I did. I only had technically 3. I dated my first boyfriend when I was in 10th grade for only 3 months. I won't say his name. And then the second person I dated for years, on and off. It wasn't a great relationship, but we're still friends. So, well, we're friends now. We stopped being friends for a long while, but we are friends now, and we dated for 6 years, sorry. And then now my husband and I dated for 5 years, and then we got married, and we've been together for almost 10 years now, which makes me feel ancient. But yeah, I've had 3 boyfriends, and I hope it stays that way. And I did date a couple people. I dated, I went on 2 dates with one other guy, and then I don't know if it counts as dates, but I guess 2 dates with a girl. I'm bisexual. But yeah, now I'm married to a man. Anyway, next one. Favorite memory from childhood. The first time I got to hold both of my baby brothers. Isn't that sweet? I do have 2 baby brothers on my dad's side. They currently live in Italy. But yeah, that's really sweet. I miss them. I'll keep it at that. I won't change that. That's really sweet. Next question. Do you speak any different languages, and how well? Well, Spanish is my native tongue, so I guess you could say I'm subpar at most. I also know very little Italian. Okay, so I did study Italian in college, so this was whenever I took that. Spanish is my native tongue, so yo hablo español. But I also speak English, as you could. I don't know if you could tell, I speak English. But yeah, I'm from Puerto Rico, so most people, not all, most people know English and Spanish there, because we are part of the continental United States. So yeah, we study Spanish and English, and yeah, those are my 2 languages. I know very little Italian, but I haven't practiced it in a really long time, so I wouldn't even say that I know Italian. I don't feel like that's fair to say. That's not a fair assessment. I don't know Italian. How would you describe your fashion sense? Okay, it says, out of all this, what requires the least amount of effort? That's pretty accurate. Honestly, I don't have a fashion sense. It's comfortable and easy for me. That's pretty much my fashion sense. Right now I pulled this out of my closet because it's one of the shirts I mostly wear. And yeah, I never take this necklace off. I always have like a gold chain necklace. This one says, I don't know if you can see it actually. It says, what? It says, if I can show it. Okay, let me just hold it like this. It says, I love PR. And then I have my ring, and then that's about it. Honestly. Oh, I have this little thing right here that I have matching with my mom, even though she hasn't worn it in years, but that's okay. And then this one, which I made with my husband for a TikTok trend. That's very cute sometimes. But yeah, I don't change much. Eyeglasses. That's about it. But yeah, comfort and efficiency, I guess. What are some of your favorite TV shows? So this is gonna change because this was again 2016, 17. Who knows? And obviously there's new shows. Listen, I don't want this video to take an hour. I'll go with Doctor Who. I've been watching Game of Thrones, love Jane the Virgin, and I'll say The Office and Friends, even though they're over. I guess. Like you saw before, I do love Doctor Who. I have a couple stickers there. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I don't know if I have. Oh, it's in a box, but I have a TARDIS over there somewhere. I'm not gonna discuss Doctor Who on this video. Maybe I will on another one because I have a lot of opinions about the new seasons. I did like Game of Thrones. Jane the Virgin is one of my ultimate favorite shows. But I really like now. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was a banger, guys. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was my life the whole time it was on TV. I do like Friends, but I've gotten kind of tired of it because I watched it a lot. Don't judge me, but my guilty pleasure was Glee. I watched it every single year. It's a shitty show. I don't recommend it, but I liked it. And right now we're watching Abbott Elementary and High Potential. Really good shows. But yeah, I lean toward comedies if you can't tell. I'm currently watching Beef. I really like Beef. Smell like beef. But yeah, I really like that show. I like Amy Wong, so I was gonna like that show. And yeah, I think those are my favorite shows. And yeah, next one. Last one, actually. Last question. Tell us one of your bad habits. I have major ADD and I am very lazy. I wanted to make this video like 5 years ago. It's been 5 years plus 9 years. I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing great. But yeah, I do still have major ADD and I find a lot of trouble getting motivated to do stuff, which is also why my book is still in the works and not out. But I'm hoping to get it done by this year. And when I do, I'll probably tell you guys more about it. If you want me to talk about it, you can let me know and I'll make a video about it. Okay, so we have our second script here. This one is 2019, right before COVID. Yikers. Anyway, that's cringy. Ew. Anyway, why did I say that? I'm gonna read this right as it says it here because I need you guys to hear this. It says, "Hi internauts, and welcome to my channel." Listen, I might go with internauts. Who knows? It sounds cool. Yes, I just said internauts because I think the internet is this huge black hole and we're all just floating in it. And in case you were wondering, yes, I am a huge nerd. What gave it away? Anyways, my name's Dremy and I'm a writer. My procrastination has taken me so far that I've decided to start my own YouTube channel. So here we are. Still fair, here I am. Don't worry, soon enough someone will tell me to get back to writing and I'll continue to ignore this very helpful pleas. I'm a joke at this point. Anyway, so I decided that as part of my introduction into the world of YouTube, I'd do a classic Q&A. Obviously, given that I just started this YouTube thing and I have to fans to ask me questions, great grammar, I pulled them off the internet, so get ready for some very vanilla questions, people. Okay, Sassy. Let's start. Where did you grow up? I grew up in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, a commonwealth of the United States. Yes, we are citizens, my friends. Correct. I did grow up in Puerto Rico, San Juan to be exact. I lived there until I was 25. We moved when we were 25, 26. But yeah, I lived my whole life in Puerto Rico. And we are citizens for now. But yeah. Where do you currently live? I still live in the beautiful, albeit famously revolutionary now, island of Puerto Rico. Boricua te llevo de Cora. I don't live in Puerto Rico anymore, which it's very sad sometimes. I do miss living in Puerto Rico. I loved Puerto Rico, but it's not great to live in right now. Hopefully one day I'll get to go back. What are your life goals? To be happy and satisfied with what I'm doing. That's profound. I guess. My life goals have changed a little bit since I got married. I do want to be happy and satisfied with what I'm doing. But I guess now there's like another person to take account for. And my life goals is kind of just to stay with them until death or until it's no longer healthy for one of us. And yeah, I do have career goals. I do want to become a best-selling author. But even publishing. I think publishing is enough for me. If I publish and someone buys my book, and someone likes my book, if someone likes my book and they feel like their life has been like marked positively with my book, I feel like that's like a goal. It doesn't have to be their favorite book, and it doesn't have to change their lives. Just like knowing that like someone enjoyed my book, I feel like it's a life goal. I'm not ready for the criticism because I am a crybaby. But you know, it is what it is. It is what comes with the territory. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. How long was your longest relationship? This is funny though, because the answer was almost 6 years long. Because by that point, my longest relationship was my ex's relationship. But now I've been with my husband for almost 10 years. We will have been together for 9 years this year. So that's my longest relationship, the one I'm currently on. Which is kind of sweet. It's also my longest. That's not true. Never mind. What's your go-to fast food order? It depends on the fast food, duh. That is very accurate. I am very picky with my fast food orders. I'm trying to eat less fast food. Obviously, I'm trying to like be healthier because, like I said, being older is fun and you get a lot of conditions and you need to like take better care of yourself or whatever. But yeah, I do like burgers a lot. My husband loves pizza, so it's a constant battle. I really like tacos. I'm a big taco girly. I miss Puerto Rican food though. There's not a lot of Puerto Rican food over here, so yeah. My most memorable vacation memory. Definitely my senior trip to Disney World with all my friends. That was a very memorable trip. Honestly, it was a little bit tainted. I didn't have a great time. I was having some issues with my then boyfriend. So it kind of got overshadowed by that. But I did have a good time. And it was my first time ever going on a trip with my friends. And it was a big group too, so that was fun. But I feel like the best trip I've had so far was again at Disney. Sorry, I'm a big Disney girly. Again at Disney, but with my current husband. We went for, I believe, like our joint birthdays. We have like we're one day off on our birthday, so I'm the 21st and he's the 22nd of the same month. And so we went to Disney World, and it was amazing. We had such a great time. I think we went to Universal as well. Like, we had such a fun time, and it was the best. I actually worked at Disney for almost 2 years, so we went to Disney a lot. So we're kind of out Disneyed right now. Hopefully we go back soon, but I think we're gonna go back when like Epic Universe is like completely done, and like it's been a while, so it's not like exploding every day. But yeah, we're excited to go back. And yeah, that was my favorite memory. We did go to while I worked at Disney, we went to Blizzard Beach though, and we had like an amazing day together. We just kind of hung out on the like lazy river, and that I think that was like a good memory. That was like a happy moment ball from Inside Out. That was a good memory. What are your morning and evening routines? Unfortunately, get ready for work and then get ready for bed. It's a very monotonous existence. Honestly, since I was 11, I've been working, like I said before. So that's pretty much that has been my life, pretty much. But right now I'm not working. So I do get up whenever my body gets up, and I kind of just do chores all day until they're done, and then I watch a little TV. It is monotonous. It's still monotonous. I kind of hope I get a job soon though, because I'd like to contribute economically to the household. But yeah, I'm not sweating it too much. I did work at Disney for, like I said, for a while. So my routine kind of changed. I worked third shift, so I would work from 10 p.m. to 8:30 a.m., which was horrible. I don't recommend it. My sleeping schedule is completely ruined. I did make really good friends though, so that's a good thing. And obviously I could go into the parks for free, which is always good. But I didn't I didn't have a life because I was always sleeping during the day. But yeah, I loved my friends. I loved my coworkers, and I liked the job sometimes. There were some days where it just was not it. But yeah, I really liked it. I would have stayed, but it's Florida. I'm not a Florida fan. Sorry. I just wanted something different. For reasons I will not discuss here. One thing about Florida though that I did like, it's very similar to Puerto Rico, because like there's a lot of Puerto Ricans. So it kind of felt like home sometimes, but it wasn't. But yeah, it was time to go. What is the craziest thing you have done? I got on a plane and went to live by myself for the first time when I got cast at Disney and did my DCP, which stands for Disney College Program. Yeah, so back in 2016, I did the Disney College Program, which was my first experience at Disney. It was also my first experience not living at home, which sounds crazy to me. The first time I lived out of home is in a completely other a complete other state, and away from home. I was 2 hours away from home by plane. So, I feel like it was good for me, because I didn't have an easy escape. I couldn't just drive home. I could fly home, but it was more complicated. I made some great friends. They were actually invited to my wedding, and it was a great experience. I had fun. Obviously, it was kind of hard sometimes because you're away from home, you're away from your friends, you're away from your life, and all you do is kind of work and go to the parks. But going to the parks is fun. And it differed from my last time working at Disney, which, like I said, was like a couple months ago, or like last year, in the way that it's a lot harder to make friends when you don't live with other people. I lived with my husband, obviously, but at the DCP or Disney College Program, it's a lot easier to make friends because you take classes and you live with your roommates, and they take classes and they work and they make friends, and then you make friends all together. So it is kind of fun to do it that way. But it was kind of hard to maintain friendships when you're working third shift. You did make friends, and we did hang out a couple times, but it was towards the end when I was about to leave, which kind of sucks. We could have hung out a bit more, but like I said, we all work at night and then sleep during the day. So when would you hang out? But yeah, it was life-changing, honestly. I would say it was life-changing. I gained a little independence, so I got a taste of what it was like living on my own, and I found out for myself that I could do it. I was very attached to my mom, and I was very anxious about living alone, and it was a good way to show myself that I could do it. And if you want to talk more about my Disney College program, let me know. I'll talk to you about it. I have a whole journal about it because I like journaling, and I could read that for you. What theme parks have you been to? Obviously, Disney World, Universal Orlando, and Busch Gardens. That's about it. And SeaWorld. I forgot about SeaWorld, but I had been to SeaWorld by that point. Yeah, that's about it. I haven't been to any other theme parks. I'd like to go to other theme parks in other countries. I think that'd be fun. I really like Disney, like I said, but I'd like to travel a bit more to non-park areas. I do want to go to every single Disney, though. There's 6 of them, and I've only gone to Disney World in Florida. So yeah, I'd like to. That's like a life goal for me, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, you know? But yeah. What was your dream job as a kid? My first ever dream job was to be a teacher, and I've always had that inclination towards education. I've just never really pictured myself as a teacher. I then wanted to be a writer, but that has since changed a bit too. I guess it changed back. I do want to be a writer. I am currently working towards that. I do want to be a professor still. I've never wanted to be a teacher, like middle school, high school, because that stresses me out and teenagers scare me. I do want to be a college professor though, and hopefully at some point I can do that. But we'll see. We'll see where life takes me. I am focusing now on the writer one, and like I said, I hope to publish my book soon. So that's that. Who is your celebrity crush? Jennifer Aniston has a special place in my heart. I mean, Jennifer Aniston is always up there. She's amazing. But my celebrity crush, ever since I saw Jane the Virgin, Gina Rodriguez has been my celebrity crush forever and ever. And Kat Dennings. Kat Dennings has my whole heart. Ever since I saw her in Nick and Nora's and Two Broke Girls, I love her with all my heart. And every time I see her, I can't look away. So my husband is aware of this. But yeah, those are my celebrity crushes. And yeah, there's a lot of great people though. Jennifer Aniston. And I love Jane Fonda. I don't have a crush on her, but she's amazing. She's an icon. She's who I aspire to be, honestly. Do you know your personality type, and what is it? If you're referring to the Myers-Briggs test, do you have your personality? Hello? Do you know your personality type, and what is it? If you're referring to the Myers-Briggs test, I am an INFJ, which stands for introverted, intuitive, feelings-driven, and judgmental. I've taken the Myers-Briggs test a couple times, and I'm always INFJ. So yeah, that's my personality type, and I feel like it fits me very well. If you take the one with the little characters on it, I'm like the wizard, I'm pretty sure. Have you been to any concerts or festivals? Which were the most memorable? I've been to many, but my most memorable ones are the ones I took other people to. I surprised my mom with tickets to her celebrity crush's concert for her 45th birthday, which she had never seen in concert. For any Latino kids, you obviously know I'm talking about Chayanne, every mother's crush. I surprised my mom with tickets to Chayanne for her 45th birthday. I also, a couple years later, surprised my mother-in-law and my mom with tickets to Chayanne as well. My mother-in-law also loves Chayanne, and I feel like that's the best. I'm one of my love languages is giving, and I don't know. It was like it warmed my heart so much to see them happy, and I don't know. I really like surprising people, and I feel like those were two of the best gifts I could have ever given anybody. And finally, we're at the last one. However, this one is really long, so I won't read all of them, but there are a couple of interesting ones here, so I did want to read those. So yeah, let's get started. Like I said, I won't read all of them, and they are pretty short answers. What the hell? Sorry, there was a weird question there. But yeah, let's see what it says. Something that made me stronger was living alone for the first time in another country, which is what I talked about at the Disney College program. Something that made me feel weak was anytime I had a panic attack. Like I said, I'm a very anxious person, so I get panic attacks every once in a while, and it's very scary. But I'm lucky enough to have like a supportive circle around me, so I don't feel very alone when that happens. I feel like it's good. Place I feel most like myself: reading books on my bed with only a lamp and instrumental music. It's still my happy place. Lately though, I have been struggling with reading. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully I can get back to it soon. Favorite place to escape to: if I have money, Disney or New York. If I don't, bookmark. Honestly, that's unrealistic. If I don't have money, I'm not going to a bookstore. I don't have money for books. Where are you going? My favorite place to escape to if I don't have money. If I was still in Puerto Rico, I feel like I would go to like my mom's house. Largest influence in who I am: my mom. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I was raised by my mom and my dad. My dad was in the picture, but they got divorced when I was really, really small. So I was mostly with my mom, and I feel like she really shaped me into who I am. We had a really like strong bond, which is why I needed to separate myself with Disney. I needed cut the umbilical cord, basically. I love her with all my heart though, and she's still my favorite person. Aside from my husband. If I could change anything about myself: anxiety. Correct. Obviously anxiety has been an obstacle in my life for most of it. So if you have anxiety, I don't know if you would relate, but I do see it as like a kind of kryptonite. I don't appreciate having anxiety. But yeah, I feel like I would change that. I would do with a little less anxiety. What decade do you feel you belong? Fashion-wise, 50s. Socially-wise, probably now. Oh! This might get me a little hate, but listen, if I don't say what I mean, I'm not being me. So I do love the fashion. I do love the music of the 50s. But things aren't great right now, especially for women and especially for Latinos. So I don't think right now would be great for me. Well, I am here, so I'm kind of stuck here. But I guess back then would be better. I'm thinking this was probably, I don't know. Can't really tell when this was, but this was definitely after or like before COVID, because I don't remember doing this after COVID. But yeah, it's probably a bit better back then. Who are you closest to and why? My mom, because I can tell her anything. I'm guessing back then that was correct. Right now it would be my husband. My husband is my best friend, and he's my ally, and he's my everything. And I can tell him everything. And when I feel not great about myself, which is, I'll be honest, most of the time, he's always there to make me feel better, which honestly is the best thing you can ask for in a partner. But yeah, it would be my husband. Favorite quality about my best friend: she doesn't let me put myself down. That's really sweet. And I was probably talking about Monique. But she's still my best friend. We don't talk a lot anymore because, life. She lives in another state and I live in this state, and life goes on, but we do still talk, and we are still best friends. I do have other best friends. But yeah, I feel like they're all pretty much the same like this. They don't let me get myself down, and they really support me in my dreams. Yeah, even if it's ridiculous, like making YouTube. Not that making YouTube is ridiculous. I'm saying it's ridiculous for someone like me who has anxiety and who will probably read the comments a lot and might spiral. But you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. Fictional character you identify with. I put Judy Hopps or Sydney Sage. Judy Hopps is obviously from Zootopia, the Disney Pixar movie or Disney movie. Disney? Pixar? Disney? Not sure. But then Sydney Sage, she is from initially Vampire Academy, but then she's from the Blood. Actually, not sure of the name. It's like the sequel series to Vampire Academy. She is an alchemist, and I feel like I would agree. I'm still very much like Sydney Sage. Yeah. I feel like that's accurate. If I had to pick another fictional character, I would say like Amy Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I feel like that's very on par for me. Yeah. I accept or hate compliments. I don't hate them, but I don't know how to react to them, which is still true. I'm not a very reactive person. So when I get like gifts, surprises, or compliments, I kind of just I don't know how to react, which I feel bad about later on because, you know, people expect like happiness and whatever, and I'm giving the bare minimum, so I could probably work on that. I wanted to read this next one. I skipped a couple because they're not really great, but this one is sassy. It says something you've never done you've always wanted to do. Kiss anyone other than my ex. Which is saucy. I did kiss more people than my ex. But I feel like that's so like, girl, that was your bar? Something you've never done, you've always wanted to do? I feel like I should have more aspirations than that, but maybe at that point I was like in a fight with him or something. I don't know, something I've never done, I've always wanted to do. Write a book. Publish a book, I guess. Why haven't you? Because I'm lazy, honestly. I have a fear of rejection, so there's that. I know I'm getting really real with you guys now. This is a portion of the video where you really get to know me. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I do build up the courage one day to actually press that button and get it published. But yeah, but that's wild. My dreams were kissing anyone else. Like, girl. Dream job, animator at Disney and writer. I did study drawing. That's something I haven't told you guys. I had a double major as creative writing and drawing, but I couldn't finish the second major. I just ended up graduating with my first major. My university was striking at the moment, and we were on the brink of losing like our licensing. So I wanted to just get my diploma before it meant nothing. They ended up not closing and not losing their licensing, so that's kind of a bummer. It would have been cool to have that, but it is what it is, and I do have my diploma, so that's great. I did take some animating classes, but something wild happened, and I can tell you guys about it if you want, but honestly not that interesting. And I didn't finish. I did take one class, but it was like initiating animating, so I didn't learn much. Last thing that made me cry, my brother's leaving. Like I said, my brothers live in Italy, and they moved there, so that was a very tough time for me the day that they left. But yeah, I think the last thing that made me cry, though, obviously that was 2016, around that time. So what was the last thing that made me cry? Probably like a movie or something. I'm a big crybaby. I cry over movies. I don't think I've had big crying moments since then. Last thing that made me laugh, family. My family is funny. I miss them. Hopefully I get to see them soon. Last thing that made me laugh was probably my husband. He's a clown, so certified clown. So yeah, he's probably the last person who made me laugh. Last thing that embarrassed you. Everything, to be honest. Fair. I get easily embarrassed. Probably part of the reason why I haven't done this video is because I will watch it back and I will cringe the whole time. So I feel like I'm getting sadder with these. I need something to pick this video up. Wait. Favorite joke, my life. That's so funny. Book, movie, show you're embarrassed to enjoy. Glee. I'm glad we established that early on. One thing you feel your life is missing. Magic. Honestly, I've had enough. I've had enough magic. I worked for Disney and I feel like I'm magicked out. Honestly, I'm painting it as horrible. Working for Disney isn't horrible. It's actually a very good experience and it's a great place to work. You meet a lot of people from a lot of different cultures and that's always amazing. It's a lot of work and it's very emotionally draining. But I absolutely loved it. But yeah. That was a look into my past and I guess a little bit into my present because I answered it as now. Yeah, that was my first YouTube video. I'm glad you guys clicked on it and I hope you stick around to see me explore my way into YouTube. I do have other ideas for videos and like I said, I mentioned a couple things that I could talk more about. So if you'd like to see that, just let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, it's fine. Like the video if you want to. And yeah, thank you for sticking around and welcome to my YouTube. Bye.